Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel of Your Era Gamer. Recently, I had a huge influx in subscribers and interest in the channel, so I thought I would talk about the channel in general and where I hope to take things from here. For those who are less interested in such boring details, well, enjoy some footage of me getting close to wrapping up my run on Forza Horizon 2. Yeah, I was still working on this game while coming up with this particular video and thought it would be some cool footage to look at. Anyway, Your Era Gamer came about partly because of what was going on in my life. I always enjoyed gaming personally and had a wide variety of interests in different genres. As you can tell from the channel, my interests don't cover absolutely every genre of video games, but it does cover quite a good chunk of it. I started my gaming adventure at the tail end of the NES era, grew up with the SNES, and enjoyed the N64 as well in my younger years. The problem was that at that point, life got busy for me. I focused more on studying for school. As a result, video games largely took a back seat in my life. Sure, I played the odd game here and there, but it was more of a temporary reprieve from my studies rather than actually keeping up with what all was happening in the industry. This led to a considerable gap in my knowledge of gaming history. From the era of the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 all the way up to nearly the end of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 era, I might have heard some odd tidbits here and there, but I was largely in the dark of how video games were developing over the years. Once I had more time to seriously look at gaming, I wanted to be more in the know of what all was happening. What games were blowing people's minds, what games ended up being sleeper hits, and even what games ended up disappointing in the end. So, in 2013, I created Freezenet.ca, and sometime after its launch, I started looking at video games seriously. I started with what I knew from way back in the day and decided to actually write reviews for these games. Then it hit me. I could gradually move towards the more modern times, playing different games in different eras and gradually moving forward into maybe closer to today's era. This way, whatever graphical improvements were made were things that I was seeing for the first time, as if I was actually transported back to those times in gaming history. I wouldn't necessarily have the benefit of knowing excuse me. I wouldn't necessarily have the benefit of knowing what gaming graphics are like today, as I never actually got to play those games. Along the way, I had decided that I could even share my experiences as I was playing all these games for the first time. I could write reviews for each game and not have that rose-tinted glasses others have of past eras. It would also be my honest reflection of what games were like. In 2019, I started this channel and was able to share my first-time experiences with everyone more or less in real time. I could use the years of gaming knowledge I had acquired up to that point and offer some of my thoughts on games as they were presented within a given release time. Eventually, this channel would be known as Your Era Gamer. Since I'm not really all that famous, I took to using investments to my advantage so I could, in a small part, bankroll this endeavor. It's not huge amounts of money by any means. Only a small part is actually going to my gaming budget, but in the absence of any serious ad revenue from any of my sources or Patreon revenue that could easily pay for this, I would have to do, it would basically have to do, essentially. The rest is going towards funds to pay for food and other living expenses. I didn't necessarily bank 100% on the idea of being a YouTube star one day, as the odds of that can be quite low. My overall idea is that I would eventually build up these investments to easily afford these games eventually. Well, I think some of you know what happened between 2019 and 2024. Market turmoil, COVID-19, a ship getting stuck in a canal, stagflation, and a whole pile of other things that caused the markets to basically remain stuck in time. My bankroll idea that would normally work wonders in normal times was getting severely kneecapped. I was still getting returns, but those returns were quite small. Now, some of the criticism I get on the channel is that these games I'm checking out are too old, or that I'm taking far too much time to get to some of these consoles. Yes, I'm fully aware of this problem, and it is something I'm working on addressing. I mean, I've already reached both the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, so it's not as though I'm that far off from modern stuff at this point. This in the context that I've received this in the context that I've reviewed games going all the way back to the Atari 2600. Had I got additional backing on my Patreon or more donations in my coffee account or just more ad revenue in general, I'd be able to more rapidly pay off the small debt the website incurred and start going further into the modern times more quickly in the world of gaming. Specifically, I could theoretically skip whole consoles as I push forward to today's games, getting to them faster at that current pace. Believe me, if I could afford modern games on a regular basis, I probably would be getting these much sooner. However, despite my best efforts, where any one element of my plan being successful would lead to even better content, I'm stuck in this position where I'm more slowly moving forward in time. Heck, I'd probably have a dedicated editing software and equipment to produce even better videos, but that's just where I'm at the moment. You basically work with what you got. So, where do I hope to move forward with this channel? I'm hoping to start getting into the games of today, the final piece of the incredibly large puzzle I'm assembling. I hope that someday I can pursue these online activities full time and expand things like the website and channel beyond where they currently are. Could full video reviews be possible? Absolutely. How about some video essays on video games in general? Not out of the question. How about reinvigorating my tech news channel, Freezenet CA, with better produced content? That's an awesome idea. I have a lot of great ideas for producing great content. The thing is, it's one thing to have great ideas, but entirely another to have the means to do so. Everything I do is largely a one-man operation, and there's only so many hours in a day. After all, I do have a day job. So, what you see now is what I am capable of at the moment. There's only so much one person can do, but I'm trying my hardest, using what I got. I'll continue to publish my first impression videos to the best of my abilities. The goal is to be a roughly weekly YouTube channel featuring games from a wide variety of different consoles and platforms. At the moment, I'm continuing to more or less keep up with a 4 video per month schedule. I hope to continue this adventure in exploring video games here and maybe push beyond that. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy my massive back archive and the future videos I produce. For those who are new here, thank you for checking out my YouTube channel, subscribing to the channel, or even just viewing my videos in general. It means the world to me that others are interested in my experiences as I explore the world of gaming. Thank you so much for giving me some of your time, and here's to a long and interesting adventure together moving forward. Thank you.